About to go live, by the way. Oh, we are live. Are we live?
We are live.
Yeah, come on. We're live.
We are live, team.
Live in front of your stinking, steaming eyes. We're live. Woo! Jessica Nelson, Coach Nelson's in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up,
She's
team?
got her closes cap on. She's ready to do some business.
Always.
Word.
You know who made me this hat?
Who?
Someone's sister,
Someone's sister. Would that be Sparkle by Night on Instagram?
Yes, sir. It definitely would be.
That would be my sister Sharon.
She did a great
Sharon
job.
Jane Knight.
All right, let me make sure
Read
we're live
mine
on
too.
Instagram. We are now live on Instagram too.
We are now live on Instagram too. So we on Facebook, we on YouTube, we on Chit Chat, TikTok, all that good stuff.
All the good stuff, sir. We're here and we're helping people close more deals from the
We
Closers
are.
Club. Dave, what's your experience been since you joined the Closers Club?
Oh my Lord. First things first, I've upped my game tremendously just by surrounding myself with other agents that have been in the game longer than I, believe it or not. I've been in this game since 2005. Well, I'm a student for life, so I'm always learning new ways of doing business. And it's easy to become a dinosaur with today's technology and with the market changing all the time. And so, bottom line is, I get to surround myself with talent, and osmosis works in different ways. We all feed off of each other in the group, and I get to give. Of course, I also get to take. But more importantly, when we learn from each other, we elevate our skills, which allows us to communicate with prospects at a higher level. So our conversion rate and my conversion rate has increased dramatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us about numbers. What does that look like for you?
How does it look like for me?
Mm-hmm.
I got 6 closings this month. You tell me.
So what is the average commission in your marketplace? You're in the Orlando area, correct?
Yeah. So my average commission is $12,633.
To the cents. Okay.
Yes.
So we're talking about 6 times 12. That would be.
That's a lot of friggin' money.
I think it's 100.
That means I pay my bills. That means when my son called me today looking for money for the bar tab at his wedding coming up, I didn't have a problem with saying, sure, son, I'll take care of that with a smile. It means that my Amex bill gets paid on time. It means that I get to reinvest in my social media, into my YouTube channel, and into my lead gen paper lead business and such.
So you're saying Q1 you're going to close around 160, is that right?
Yeah, we're scheduled to close over 15 properties in Q1.
Okay, so 15 or 15. So yeah. You're probably on track this year based on what you shared with me, 900,000 this year?
The impossible game is 1.2 million.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you get it done. If you want to make $1 million a year, you got to sit next to someone who makes $1 million a year. In the Closers Club, we currently have 3 different individuals who are $1 million earners, and we get to sit next to them every single day. And we get to hear what they say to sellers on live seller calls. Let me ask you something for the people watching. Mm-hmm. If you were to sit next to 3 millionaires and work with them every day, who do you think would be the 4th?
Hello.
So Dave wanted to talk to me today and share with the world some things that have revolutionized his business. Mm-hmm. And there's no gatekeeping. I'm an open book. I said, yeah, Dave, sure. Whatever you want to ask me in front of all of his fans, which you may or may not know this, but David Allen Knight actually has a fair amount of fans.
So they say. I don't know why.
So my audience is old enough to know this. Before the Backstreet Boys, before NSYNC, before 98 Degrees, somebody drop it in the chat. Who was the original boy band?
And don't say Jackson 5.
Well, they might be the actual original.
Well, actually, they say the original boy band is the Beatles. However, I don't believe in that because, they actually wrote and performed their own music. Boy bands, starting with the Jackson 5 and the Osmonds, they didn't write, produce their own music. They just performed it. And without the Jacksons, there would be no Osmonds. And without New Edition, there would be no New Kids on the Block. And without no New Kids on the Block, there wouldn't be the wave of boy bands that came out of Orlando starting in 1995, which was the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Lou Pearlman stole the franchise. He knew what to do with it, and he took the franchise ideas and platform and model and hired this gentleman by the name of Max Martin, who would become, in his history would prove that he is the #1 songwriter and producer of all time. So hats off to Mr. Lou Pearlman, and may he rest in peace. Anyways,
so Dave,
little history for you there. Little history.
Dave just dropped the name of the boy band that he was connected to, that his brothers, you probably know who they are. I was giving you guys a chance to drop it in the chat. What is the name of the boy band that David Allen Knight, who you have right here in front of your eyes, was a member of? Somebody drop it in the chat.
A member of or a family member of?
You were the DJ at one point.
I know I was the first one. Yeah, I was the DJ. I was also the original bodyguard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, somebody got it on YouTube. New Kids on the Block. That's right.
Oh, okay. What's the acronym? No one says New Kids on the Block anymore. Give us the acronym. Give us the acronym.
NKOB.
NKOT Bay.
So if you didn't know, long before Dave had an audience in real estate, he was rocking crowds, and he's been entertaining to watch ever since. And he's going to entertain you today with some things to help you with your business. Sure. And, maybe you'll have a laugh and have a good time.
Let's do that.
So what are we going to teach him today, Dave? What do you got?
Jessica, we're going to teach folks how to take 2 to 5 listings every week without even leaving your house. And you say, come on, what do you mean? Without leaving your house?
You can take listings without leaving your house?
Exactly. And there was this thing called COVID. Oh, are we about to, right? You can say that? The bug. I mean, do they throw you off the internets now by saying that word?
Pandemic. Anyways, pandemic is what we're allowed to say.
The pandemic. Anyways, so we learned at that time people got together without being in person. We learned that what we're doing right now, we got together simply with a laptop and a camera. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks to Jessica Nelson, who said to me one day, Dave, why the hell are you getting in your car? Why are you taking the time to, shave and put on your suit and travel 45 minutes, fight traffic, be there 15 minutes early, have all that anxiety, have to go to the home where the homeowner wants to show you how beautiful their carpet is that's 30 years old, et cetera, and sell you on the house, versus no anxiety, virtually no anxiety, meet them in person like we're doing right now. Meet them on Zoom. Yep. And present to them as you would, as if you were there in person at their kitchen table. Correct?
Dave, when I first told you about this, what was your first thought when I said, hey, why aren't you meeting with people on Zoom? Why do you go in person? What's the first thing that came to your mind?
I said, I can do that.
Why not?
I said, I can do that. I said to me, hold on, really? People will sign a contract with you and not be in person. I mean, don't we always hear, well, you have to come see the house, or why don't you just come on by, or don't you have to see the house first? Huh? Right?
No, you don't. I haven't seen a
Exactly.
home in like
No, we
100 years.
don't. We don't have to come see you. No, it's okay.
And let's be clear, it's not that we don't want to see people. No one's evading work. Like if you're watching this from the outside, you just tuned in, you might be thinking, wow, what lazy realtors. No, that's not the case. What does you seeing the home have to do with your skill set to get it sold?
Zero.
So the real work is not you going there and creating rapport or becoming their best friend. The
Mm.
real work is in doing what Dave and I do every day. And it's the hardest part of listing property. Dave, can you share what's the hardest part of listing property?
It's just finding a motivated seller who's truly motivated to sell their home at a price that would cause it to sell in a
Price.
time frame that would cause it to sell.
Yeah.
Bottom friggin' line. A homeowner that is willing to be coached, a homeowner who understands the value of what you bring to the marketplace, which is simply telling them the truth and being honest with them from the very first minute that you speak with them. That's it.
Dave, a lot of people think that's mean, or how could you be so harsh, or you're going to hurt their feelings. Why is telling the seller the truth
Mm-hmm.
actually providing good service? Why is that actually good for them?
It's in the good book. It's in Mark. The truth shall set you, fill in the blank, people. Go ahead. The truth shall set you free. It's easy. It's easy as that.
But
Seriously.
tell us what that means, for all Jen and Rob and Victoria, everyone tuning in, Tampa
Yeah.
Girl, you're sitting in someone's living room and
Yeah.
the comps are telling you this home is worth $550. And the seller is saying to you, well, I'm not going to take a penny less than $700. That's a big gap. And that is quite common in today's market that you're having these types of conversations. Is that right, Dave? Where you're wildly apart?
I don't get to that point. May I explain why?
Yes.
Okay. It's called the pre-qualification script. And this is where it all starts. This is where you win your listing, ladies and gentlemen. I close at 90%. 90% of my listings that I take, 90% of the listing presentations I go on, I get a signed contract at a price that will cause it to sell. Maybe 2 to 3 properties a year I give back. That's it. So if we can't ask the tough questions up front and get realistic answers back, it tells me one thing, that the prospect is simply a suspect.
Okay. So Rob
Explain why. Explain that.
Rob just said, I want to know. And I think what he wants to know is, how do you take a seller who's saying 700 is my price, 700 is my price, but the comps are clearly showing in the market data that 550 is realistic? How do you get them from what every other realtor is telling them, what the estimate is telling them, and what's in their mind? How do you get them from there to reality? What do you do?
I simply ask them, one is okay, so you want 750. I get that, appreciated. That's only human nature. You want to get the most money out of the sale of the property, correct?
Yeah.
So what's more important, trying to get a high number or actually getting the home sold, extracting the equity out of the property, so this way you can make that move to Alberta, Canada in the time that you want? Which is more important, a reality or fantasy land? Please tell me.
Dave, I heard you say it even simpler on the Closers Club the other day. You were prospecting, and you blew my mind with this. And you guys should steal this from Dave. This is going to be Dave's trademark line. He said, do you want to own the home or do you want to sell the home? And it was such a simple thing to ask, but people really do get caught up on themselves. Like, I'm sorry, do you want to sell this home or do you want to continue to live in it? Because we're talking about what's actually going to sell versus staying here and wondering why it
Mhm.
hasn't sold. So which would you prefer to do? Do you want to be a homeowner or a home seller? And when
And let
Dave,
them decide.
Dave said it so simple, and I don't remember what the prospect said because we were all making calls, and I was like, damn, I'm going to steal that.
And simply said, will you price the home to sell, or do you simply want it to sit on the market for a long period of time?
Yeah.
No,
So
we want to sell. We want to price it. We want to price it right. Fantastic. I appreciate that. So tell me, what price wouldn't you go below? And pause. Oh, that answer truly shows you that they're even open to what? A price reduction. Even shows you even further how motivated they are to sell the home.
yeah. So one of the things that I love the most about doing this on Zoom, and some
Mhm.
of you have probably had this experience, maybe some of you in the audience like this, throw a thumbs up if this has ever happened to you. So being a hard charging trained salesperson who is always going for the close, sometimes we have the tendency when we drive out to a listing, we spend the time presenting
Mhm.
and they're not moving now, right? They're kind of stuck. Instead of walking away and being like, great, on to the next one, they didn't qualify, because we don't want to leave there empty handed, we'll continue to close and we'll start negotiating our own boundaries where, all right, fine, I'll take it at the price. We can come down later.
Mm-mm.
All the things that realtors sometimes do.
Mm-mm.
I noticed that when you go in person, you're more likely to do that. When you're on Zoom, you drop it like it's hot, you end the meeting, and you move on to the next worthy seller or buyer. So that's one of the biggest takeaways that I could give everyone watching right now, why you should think about, revolutionizing your business from driving in person or however you get to your appointments to considering meeting people on Zoom instead. Dave brought up the pandemic. Can I ask you why you're seeing your doctor on telemedicine? Your doctor makes more money than you. He makes probably a half million dollars a year. Most of you guys are making 120.
Mm-hmm.
He's meeting you on telemedicine, but you think you have to go in person for a listing.
Right.
Are you a professional? Your doctor is. Your attorney. If you want to meet with your attorney nowadays, it's either going to be Zoom or you have to come into their office. They're
Right.
not going to come to your house.
Right.
Why realtors have we been doing this wrong forever? And how many more real estate agents need to turn up dead? Okay, Beverly Park,
Mm.
the
Right.
late
You never know what kook you're gonna meet. And trust me, I've gone to some homes many times where I'm like, how come I'm not packing? I should be packing because these people are freaking crazy. And I couldn't help but getting out of that house as soon as possible because I shouldn't be there. Trust me.
I don't know why we do it. It's like once we got a license, we decided that we could meet strangers in vacant homes and it's completely safe.
Mm-hmm.
We have a real estate license. Again, if you are not meeting people on Zoom, you're putting your safety at risk.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a consumer, I would not take you serious as a business person. I would think that you have all the time in the world. You must not have other clients. I would push you around because I would think I'm the hottest thing you got going. And I would ask you to cut your commission because, again, I would think you were desperate.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we revolutionize the way that we're doing business? And instead of chasing clients, they start to look for us. How do we do that, Dave?
Very simple. Ask for we ask for deployment by simply stating that we'll bring value and we're going to deliver information. And typically, what time would be best for us to meet on Zoom? Afternoons or evenings? Please tell me.
So, I like to take this even a step further, and
Please.
simply because if you guys don't know me well enough yet, my business model is I have 4 hours a day to work because I am a one income household of twins. And my twins are very active and I'm
Mhm.
very much a part of their life. I don't miss a single game. I enjoy raising my family. So I don't miss things. I work 4 hours a day. So in order to do that, I'm very precise with my time.
Mhm.
And one of the ways that I like to ensure that sellers understand this is the way that I communicate it to them. So I'll say something to this extent, and you guys are welcome to screen record. So let's say Dave is a home seller that I've pre-qualified. He's ready to get to work. I'm going to say, Dave, I've really enjoyed our conversation. It sounds like you and Marcia are ready to hire the right agent. You're just at the point where you're interviewing individuals to see who's the right fit. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So Dave, I would love to meet with you and show you how we can get your home sold for the highest price in the shortest period of time. Because I am in high demand and I've served over 60 home sellers here locally, the only time I have available today would be 4:30. Would you like to snag that last opportunity I have?
4:30. That's all you have available today. That's it.
Unfortunately, I'm completely booked otherwise. I could do Monday at 2 if you're able to wait that long. I don't know. When do you need to get on the market? Did you want to be on the market this weekend?
Well, I'd like to be on the market by Monday at 2.
Yeah, so I have 4:30 tomorrow. Can you guys make it work?
I guess we're going to have to. Yes.
And believe it or not, guys, that is exactly how that conversation goes. I do not give people 2 times. I do not ask them when they're generally available. I tell them when I have time for them. And the ones who are serious about selling, that is a close actually for me. Because if they arrange their schedule to be available for me, I've already shown them enough value that they've pretty much already decided that they want to hire me. They're just ensuring that the price lines up, the commission lines up, and the marketing is everything that they're expecting. So it's another form of a close by making yourself scarce and having other people live up to your expectations. Now, is everyone going to do it? No, not everyone. And I'll tell you who's not going to do it. The people who aren't motivated, or I'll tell you the other people who aren't going to do it. When the husband or the wife loved you and the other partner didn't, and the other partner has their agent they want to go with, they're going to find a way to be unavailable. But guess what? They were never going to hire you anyway.
Exactly. You just saved all that time, money, and aggravation, didn't you?
Exactly.
And that's and that's another presentation that you didn't have to go on that you would not close to begin with.
Exactly.
And guys, gals, you can't close everybody, nor is everybody qualified to work with you. Bottom line, we have to hold ourselves in high standards and high regards. We have to think that we are highly paid professionals and we are in demand and we only work with selected people. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you're in a state where your average commission is $20,000, all you need is 2 closings a month to make $500,000 a year. You don't need to overcomplicate this. We don't need 10 listings a month. We don't need to work with 15 people who are all headaches. You just need 4 motivated sellers, or if you're in a market where 10,000 is your average commission, you need 4 a month. If you're in a market where 20,000 is your average commission, all you need is 2. And if you can't make life happy off of $500,000, you should probably look at like your spending.
Exactly. So Jessica, can we shift gears?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we've established the fact that, we have pivoted using technology. We've established the fact that we are successful at what we do. It starts with the mindset that we work with only selective people that truly feel value in what we do and respect us. We also understand that we don't have to get into a car. We don't have to get all dolled up and spend that time to go meet with people at their property.
Yeah.
And we use technology to save time, money, and aggravation. And the mindset of, I would say 95% of the agents who may be listening to this podcast now is like, come on, that doesn't work. How do you get 90% of listings closed by presenting on Zoom. How is that possible? They just don't get it.
Yeah. Well, they're
Jessica,
probably not
isn't
prospecting.
that possible? Tell
If,
them.
if you, well, it depends on how you're doing your lead gen. If your lead generation is just like waiting for people to show up, you're right. It won't be possible for you. It just won't happen. If you are aggressively going out every day and looking for motivated sellers, people who are going to transact in the marketplace over the next 7 to 10 days, you will not have an issue. So I'm happy to share those tools with you guys if that's something that would be helpful. Just drop tools in the chat and I'll let you know exactly what we're doing to find motivated sellers and what's working for us.
Mm-hmm.
Just drop the word tools in the chat and I'll give it to you. All right, Robin Vick said, let's go. Ruben, what's up, Ruben? I see Jennifer. Good people on here. All right, so those tools to help you guys to get to motivated sellers. So it depends on the marketplace that you're in because every marketplace is different. I happen to be in Dallas, Texas, where there's a ton of expireds every day, and our MLS is really big. I never run out of stock to call right now in our marketplace. However, some of my coaching clients in California, in Boston, they don't have a lot of expireds. So what they're doing is they're buying motivated seller leads. These are leads that reached out to some sort of data source, gave their information looking for an offer. Right now, Dave is doing, I think you're doing 10 a month. Is that right?
10 what a month?
You're buying 10 motivated leads, seller leads a month?
Oh, no, my budget is up to 10,000 a month.
So you're buying 100? How many? I don't know how many.
Yeah, there's about 100 leads come in.
So Dave can kind of go over this better with you guys, but in his marketplace, there's a lot of competition. There's not that many expired. So he doesn't have all day to sift through this wide group of people. He gets right down to the sellers that are going to transact.
Correct.
And so he calls them. He uses either a triple line dialer or a speedy dialer. So he's not wasting time with this. And how many people do you talk to in a day on average, Dave?
Well, since I've pivoted since December, and I've gone from an outbound marketing system to an inbound marketing system. And I use motivatedsellers.com and other funnels to create interest in the marketplace on, say, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, chit chat, TikTok, what have you, for people to raise their hands who are looking for a cash offer. I'm looking for motivated sellers. And what has happened and what I've found is that, I'll get 10 leads. Half the leads won't pick up the phone. The other half, 25% of them are clearly not qualified, meaning that they're in fantasy land thinking that a Brinks truck is going to roll up to the front door and give them a pile of cash. That's not going to happen. And what I found is that I'm having 1 to 3 good quality conversations every single day. And that's all we need to get 2 listings a week. 1 to 3 quality listings, quality conversations a day. So for instance, in 40 minutes from now, I have a listing appointment and I've got my script right in front of me. I'm ready to go. She's already received the listing package. She's already confirmed that she's received the listing package of information. She's already confirmed that she's meeting with me. And I've already pre-qualified her. She's already told me that she's hiring me and that she's not interviewing any other agents. She needs to get back to New York to be with her kids. So back to, an inbound program versus spending hours on the phone, sifting through all these leads, trying to find a motivated seller. What it's done for me personally, it's given me more time to invest back into my business, to grow my business. It gives me more time. And at the end of the day, I'm not all beat up because I've had people tell me go F myself 20 times or what have you. So the old system is out and the new system is in, and that's inbound leads coming into my CRM and me analyzing the deal real quick and then making the phone call to the person who has submitted their information. And good things are happening, bottom line.
And how many of those deals turn into commissions?
How many of those deals?
Yes.
I'm finding 1 in 25 leads leads into a contract sign.
So that for those that don't prospect, that's a very high rate. You know, most of the time, if you're calling expireds or for sale by owners, it's going to be like 100, 125 raw leads.
Yes.
To a listing.
Yeah.
So 1 to 25, he's just improved, 4x.
Correct. Yeah, and that's return on my investment is 4 to 5 times.
Yep. You said you're spending about $10,000 a month on these leads.
This month I will spend $10,000.
Can you share what the ROI looks like for that $10,000?
Sure. Times it by 4. Times it by 5. Easy as that.
So and 5x return.
And check this. That's just for listings. Okay. So what I am finding is that 95% of the people that I speak to, they want top market price and their property is in decent shape. So they really don't qualify for a cash offer. ARV would be 300. Okay. A cash offer price would be a minimum of 0.07. Okay. Or 70% of the ARV.
Right.
And so when I'm able to find someone who's truly motivated and their home fits a cash offer, God damn it, I'm going to get the deal. I'm going to buy the house. I'm going to go to the bank of Dave and I'm going to put my money to work and I'm going to buy that property at such a deep discount that I can put my contractor to work. We're going to get in and out of that property, remodel it nice, as they would say in Rhode Island, and get it back on the market as soon as possible so I can make that $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 spread.
Wow.
Yes.
How did you learn how to do that, Dave?
Going to boot camps, having mentors. With the elite builders, we have what we call the Smart Money Collective group. And twice a week, we meet online. Oh, we meet online. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah, and we discuss the deals and how to get the deals, where to get the deals, how to talk, how to close, how to get the contract signed, and, ultimately how to exit that deal, whether it be flipping it to another wholesale, flipping it to a rehabber, or keeping it as a rental, or getting it back on the market as soon as possible after you rehab it to sell it to another end buyer and make that spread. Make that spread. It's what you see on HGTV, except
I know.
we're doing it live. Doing it live every single day.
Our Closers Club has come a bit of a wholesaler's hotline, which I love about that.
Mm-hmm. Here we are. It works, ladies and gentlemen. And, realtors, think about this. Would you rather make a $10,000 commission or a $60,000 spread? Well, geez, Dave, I don't know how to make the $60,000 spread. Well, yeah, not every deal, not every homeowner is qualified for a listing. So if you had additional tools in your tool belt to buy the property at a discounted price, as is, where is, warts and all, and put money into that property that would cause it to sell at a much higher price and say 60 to 90 days, wouldn't that benefit you, your family, and ultimately the sellers? Think about it. Ask yourself that.
And you meet with these people via Zoom too, Dave? I
do.
So you're able to wholesale a property without ever seeing it?
Without even going there. And, part of the pre-qualifying part of this whole situation is that they have to send me pictures of the home. That shows me even further that they're what?
Motivated.
Motivated. I got like 20 pictures from a gentleman that we're meeting tomorrow on Zoom. He already sent me all the pictures. He's got a bong on the friggin' coffee table in the TV room. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Perfect. I love seeing that type of stuff. Oh
Help it sell, right?
yeah. Yeah. Toilet seats up, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I'm like, oh, I love these types of houses. And he's done renovations to it as well. But he needs the money quick so he can move back to Jamaica. Fantastic. Yeah, man. We're going to get this done.
We'll get you there.
Yeah, we're going to get you there.
And that was a motivated seller lead.
That was a motivated seller lead. Yes.
And what are you going to make on that deal?
The minimum spread on that one is $40,000. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to put a new roof on it because the roof is 21 years old. The AC system burnt out years ago, so we're going to replace that. So that's what, $30,000 for those two items. And we're going to put, paint. We're going to paint inside and out, clean it up, put it back on the market.
It's amazing. Paint is the best ROI.
Yeah, sure is. So is the roof.
Seller call that you met with on Zoom turns into $40,000. But Dave, I have so much personality. I'm so much better in person, Dave.
Yeah. You have so much personality right in front of a camera too, don't you?
I hear that a lot from agents. They're like, no, you got to understand, like, I'm an in-person guy. And I'm like,
right.
Okay. If you enjoy doing things the old way.
Right. And speaking of, there's a school of thought that says the seller who won't meet you on Zoom is a red flag, that they're not serious. I mean, do you agree? I mean, have you ever not met with a potential client because they wouldn't meet you on Zoom?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a few times where they were elderly and that just wasn't something they were accustomed to doing.
Oh, okay.
I listen, my parents would probably be the same way. And I have no issue with elderly people. It just doesn't fit my business plan.
Right.
So, because you know what the problem would have been? Every time we need something signed, I would have to go there.
Oh, Lord.
And that's really not the way that my system is set up.
Right.
So, better to serve them was a colleague of ours here locally who's in our organization.
Yes.
And, I get a referral.
Mm-hmm.
My colleague gets a listing that they didn't have to prospect for. Mm-hmm. And the product gets to be served in the way that they're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. So that is one of the beauties of having good relationships with other realtors. I mean, we're all at EXP, but you don't have to be at EXP. If you guys are at other brokerages, and you're a prospector, make friends with people that you trust who can also close deals. I looked through my numbers the other day, Dave, and I had almost $100,000 in referral business last year.
That is awesome. Well, you are the queen of referrals. There's no doubt about it. You have such an extensive network.
Well, and I don't need to, not everything has to be mine. I don't need to put my name on everything.
Yeah.
I like my name on the check, babe.
Right.
Keep the sign in your name. Just put some money on a check for me. I'm good. I'm happy.
Exactly.
But I think that a lot of agents, for the vanity of saying my listing or I did 100 deals, they'll never give something up that doesn't fit their business system, right? And that they have been burnt out is what I see.
Right.
So, I think if you want to avoid that, you have to think about, as an agent, how do you want to run your business? What kind of business do you want to have?
Right.
For Dave, he's going to do $1.2 million. He's only going to
work. That's my impossible game. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to keep putting my money where my mouth is and keep hiring support staff. So, Jessica, I got a few other questions in the chat people are asking. Can I ask those questions now?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I know you're having a little dinner there. I don't want to interrupt.
The girls just dropped off some sweet potato fries for me.
Woo, I love sweet potato fries. So, be honest with me, Jessica. Do you think that agents who refuse to do virtual presentations are going to be out of the business, say, within the next 5 years?
Yes, I do.
Tell us more.
If you don't start modernizing your business, the way that you do business with other people, you're going to be dysfunctional, out of funk, whatever they call it. So everyone you do business with right now, if you look at how you buy things on Amazon, if you look at how you accountants, attorneys, doctors, you are always optimizing for the least time spent, the most efficient, and the most value driven. You as a consumer, that's what you're looking for. And for some reason, when you go do your business, I'm not saying you, Dave, but like agents, right?
Yeah.
You're still doing things that are not efficient, that don't maximize value for your client, and that aren't a good return on their time.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen is you're going to have agents who are highly skilled, who are much faster than you. You're going to be getting ready to go on your listing appointment, and they're going to tell you, "Oh, I just met with somebody on Zoom and we signed with them on DocuSign. I'm sorry." Because the way that I really like to work with people is 2 hours later. If I talk to you at 10:30 in the morning, by 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm getting a listing signed with you if you're motivated. I tell you about my last spot that I have available because it's true. It's not a lie. I don't have a lot of time available, and I am typically booked.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, by the time the end of the day it happens, you already signed a listing agreement with me. So that agent who gave you 2 times, one tonight and one tomorrow, because their coach told them to do that,
Missed out.
they never even got the chance to meet with you because a motivated seller, just like people want to go buy a car. What do people hate about buying cars?
They hate going on the lot and having to look at 100 different cars and being pressured into a test drive and then this and that and the rest of that crap.
And spend it all freaking day there. They got other
Yeah.
things to do. They don't want to spend their Saturday at the dealership. So when people go to buy cars, I'm probably talking to some realtor in the audience who's like, "Yup, that's me. Yup." You guys go on Tesla, you go on Carvana, you go on Porsche.com, you order the car and it shows up, and some of you are even paying online without a person involved.
Mm-hmm.
So why, as an agent, do you think that someone wants to sit there and haggle with 20 realtors in and out of their living room? They want the person that's going to show them a plan to get it done, that's going to create confidence, that they feel comfortable in, and they're going to sign and move on with their lives. They're not going to spend forever doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't start revolutionizing your business now to be up with the times, I'm not going to say you're going to go out of business, but you're going to find yourself falling behind.
Right. And it's pretty sad that in the last 2 years, 74% of agents didn't even sell a home. That's pathetic. And so,
nobody's getting good direction anymore.
right. And I totally agree with you 100%. Here's another question. Some agents say that the listing presentation is actually overrated, and that if you have the right relationship, you don't need a formal pitch. You don't have to pre-qualify. Are they right, or is that just an excuse for being unprepared?
So there is some truth to when someone already trusts you, you don't need to do a big presentation. They're going to ask you 3 questions. What are the 3 questions that every seller wants to know? Everyone out there. You can drop it in the chat. What are the 3 things that every seller wants to know? Okay, what are you going to list it for?
Mm-hmm.
How much is your commission?
Mm-hmm.
How long is it going to take? So all the rest of the stuff that you do in a presentation is all about building trust. And if you can do that before the appointment's going to be 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably wondering, Jessica, how do I do that? This is going to blow your mind how freaking simple this is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need anything fancy. You can literally do it with your cell phone. Set your cell phone up and role play as if your cell phone is a seller your entire listing presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Go over what you're going to do to get the home sold. Go over why homes don't sell. And you send that as a pre-recorded listing presentation to the client, and you ask them to watch it before the meeting. And guess who watches it and guess who doesn't?
Let me see. I would say the unmotivated would not watch it.
If someone has watched that video before meeting with me, it's like 99% they're already decided they're working with me.
Jessica, would you please sign the contract?
And you know, you lead me to something else. You're probably wondering, well, how do you get contracts signed? Like, I'm used to being at the kitchen table and I ask them, sign the contract, please.
Right.
Sign the contract, please. Right?
Right.
You guys are probably wondering, like, well, how do I do that now? This is even better, guys. So we are going to send them the DocuSign listing agreement before you ever meet with them. You will leave the price blank because you want them to fill that out themselves. Let them be empowered. This is their home, their asset.
Mhm.
Let them fill it out with you after meeting.
Yep.
And at the end of your meeting, when you close, you are going to ask them, please pull up the DocuSign so we can sign it together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get it signed with them on Zoom during the meeting.
It's so easy. But Jessica, I mean, is a listing presentation different on Zoom versus being there in person? Huh?
Absolutely it is. You don't have to talk about, oh my God, this paint color. My husband picked it and I hated it, but he loved it. Oh my God. What do you think? Should we change it? All of that nonsense.
Done.
Because all that, like Dave said earlier in the broadcast, that people spend so much time selling us on their homes, it's because they're not sold on the home. They know in their heart it's a piece of crap half the time, and the reason why it's not selling. They know that there's a foundation problem. They know that it smells like smoke. They know that it smells like dog piss.
Or grandma's curtains are still there since 1972.
The lime green carpet. But they're trying to convince you because they painted the garage door. I painted that door. So it gets rid of all of that. And you get down to what really matters. What really matters is, when do you want to sell?
Mm-hmm.
How much are you willing to accept or not accept?
Right.
And do you have the funds to pay me at closing? That's really what your job is. Your job is not to sit here and play patty cake and talk about the weather and the names of your dogs. Truthfully, I have great clients that said to me, I loved how professional you were. We needed to be told the truth.
Yes.
A client recently, like, they were clients and now they're friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm like this with them. Like, guys, like, maybe I'm a little rough around the edges, but people who really want to sell, they find it refreshing. Yeah. Thank you. Finally, somebody told us the truth. We thought it stunk too. We didn't know.
Right.
We don't know why our realtor didn't tell us anything.
Right.
You know how many times I'll go into someone's house and be like, this looks terrible. What were you thinking? And they'll be like, you know what? I thought the same thing. And my realtor never told me.
Exactly.
And
I got to tell you, I agree with you 100%. It's like when you go to someone's house, it's like a half hour of friggin' wasted time with them telling you how great their shit house is. Okay? Cut the crap, people. We don't need any of that. We just need to get down to business. And that's where the Zoom presentation comes into being. And what I have found is that as I get contracts signed in about 25 minutes, I know that in front of me, I have my listing presentation, and they don't even know that I'm reading from a script. And it's so easy, so concise. I then share with them I share with them my screen, and then we go through the 3 comps. That's it. 1 active, 2 solds. And of course, possibly why their canceled or expired listing didn't sell. We're going to go through the pictures, and we're going to simply ask, is your property of equal value, greater value, or lesser value? Here's the pictures. Guys, the pictures tell 1,000 words. Okay? Allow them to self-discover that their house isn't that fucking great.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, sometimes the homes we go to are really great, right? And it was the last agent who was the problem. For those watching, like, not every home is terrible, right? We're just kind of like being funny about this, because sometimes we do go to homes that people are telling us, oh, we want $1 million, and it's like, there was
Please.
shooting next door, and there's 10, 20 cats in the house. Like we
And there's open air transactions going on outside, if you follow me.
right. And so sometimes like we make light of this for those just joining us. Don't think that we're like ragging
Well, we're
on
from
people.
the Northeast, okay? So we're giving a little flavor of our attitude. And I'm going to show you, I want to spend like a few minutes going over
Can
the
I interrupt
last.
you fast because there's a question here, Dave.
Oh, go ahead.
So someone asked, what do we record in the video?
Yeah.
So in your listing presentation video, your pre-listing presentation video, you are going to record your listing presentation, whatever your canned presentation is, as if you are talking to a seller. You're going to do that with the camera. Now, obviously, you can't do a CMA with their particular home because you're just doing this for the public. But what you can do is, instead of saying like particular comps, you can tell people trends. Like, for example, a trend that you guys should know as realtors is less than 20 showings over 6 months period means that you are 10% or more overpriced. If you have showings and no offers, you're 5% overpriced. So you kind of give people a general idea without having their specific CMA in front of you for that portion. You can go over price. I mean, you can go over commission. I specifically tell people what my commission is on my pre-listing video because I never want someone to show up and be surprised. And I don't justify it. I don't say, well, we can be flexible. I say specifically, this is my commission and this is what it costs to work with me. Because I want them, if they don't want to pay that price, to exit the interview. Don't show up. If you're not willing to pay my commission, that's okay. I respect you. You can work with whoever you want, but I don't want to spend an hour with you on Zoom if you're not willing to pay my fee.
Let's talk about that real quick. So it was about a year and a half ago.
Forget this. So I didn't want to forget this. So when you guys record your pre-listing video, you actually have an opportunity for those who speak more than one language to transact in more than one language. I strongly urge you, if you speak Spanish, Farsi, Hindi, whatever other language you speak, record your listing presentation in that language as well and house it on your YouTube station or somewhere that sellers can find you. Because what I've learned is that, not everyone speaks 2 languages in the United States. Obviously, most people speak English. Let's say you speak a specific language that not a lot of people speak. And I've seen this in my coaching clients. Sellers will find you and they'll say, hey, I saw your video on what to do when your home didn't sell. And we were wondering if you could come over and tell us what you could sell our home for. So it becomes a very good way for you guys to attract seller leads. So speak more than one language. Don't just put your English version. Also put the version in the other language. Make sure it's SEO optimized. You can use your chat or your Genie or your Claude, whoever you use for that. And you will start to receive seller leads who are searching for help in their language. Go ahead.
Right. Thanks for bringing that up. And in my YouTube channel, Agent Success, we go over the 5-step listing process to get ready for a Zoom listing presentation. And so if you're an agent right now and you want to learn the 5-step listing process so you can have, a closing percentage, 70, 80, like us, 90%, please go to YouTube and just type in Agent Success, do more deals. And please subscribe to my channel. This way you can get in front of the competition. This way you can provide a better living for you and your family and provide a better service to the sellers out there. So please go to Agent Success, do more deals. One more question, because I've got a listing appointment at 6 o'clock and I want to get ready for that. Okay, I want to get my mind straight, get all my ducks in a row. And Jessica, are there any other chat questions you want to go over?
I think that sometimes people get overwhelmed by things that are brand new. So
Mm-hmm.
they won't try something like doing Zoom listing presentations or doing Zoom buyer consultations instead of meeting people at a property or asking for 4% commission on every deal you're doing for yourself.
Hello, which was, in my chat here, Jessica, what do you charge to represent a seller? Jessica instilled on me, when we started doing business together and when I joined EXP with her, Dave, you bring a lot of value to sellers. What do you charge? I said, 3.5. She goes, well, that's pretty good. Most agents are doing 2.5. What would 4% mean for you and your family? I said, are you asking me to give myself a pay raise?
Mhm.
And she said, yes. I said, I'm gonna start charging 4%. Thank you very much. And that's all it took was her to say to me, geez, Dave, you offer a lot of value in the marketplace. Why aren't you charging 4%? And a lot of agents out there are saying to themselves, well, they're not worthy. They're not, people are going to reject me at 4%. Sweethearts, ladies and gentlemen, people are going to reject you at 2.5%.
Yeah. And
Right?
it's not, the commission is not about you. Who's it really about?
It's about them. What level of service you're going to provide for them.
If someone's willing to pay you 4%, are they motivated?
Sure are.
If someone's willing to pay you 4%, do they actually value your expertise and therefore will take your advice?
Sure will.
Tell me that's not the hardest part of this job, getting people to take our advice.
Mm-hmm.
The 4% has less to do with you and more to do with the quality of client that gets to work with you. So a lot of the times when I have these conversations with agents, they're like, well, that's unfair. My client has negative equity. I still charge 4% for people in
Yes.
those situations.
Yes.
And not because I'm mean or greedy, simply because that is my fee to work with me. And because you are financially irresponsible and you now need me to bail you out of that situation, that's actually going to require more effort, more time, more skill, more strategy.
Right.
I actually should be charging more.
You should be. And the reason why I charge 4% is that I have 5-star service that I deliver to my clients. Now, in order to deliver 5-star service, one or two things are going to happen. It's either A, I'm going to have to do it all myself, which will do what to my business? It will bring my production down because I'm spending time servicing that account. So what have I done? Well, I've hired a transaction coordinator to make sure all the paperwork is done properly and that everything is copacetic with the brokerages and keep me from getting sued. And then and then I have an executive assistant who goes even further by giving day to day, hour by hour, minute by minute, great 5-star customer service to my clients. And that provides me what? Jessica, what does that provide me with? Oh, more time to do what? Oh, to do more deals.
Mm-hmm.
Because ultimately, I get paid on converting conversations into what?
Money.
Contracts. Exactly.
And I'd like to be very clear with everybody. We are not greedy at all. Like Dave and I are people who give back. Whenever our friends ask us for a donation, we're the first to be like, here's $50, here's 100. This has nothing to do with greed. This has to do more with quality of life. If you are an agent who's tired of being burnt out, treated poorly, mistreated in transactions, you only stop whining and complaining. You have yourself to blame.
True.
You keep working with 1% individuals who keep treating you the way that 1% people treat others. So for a long time, agents, we have behaved in a way where we would just take whatever we could get. If you look at the general public, a Coach handbag and a Louis Vuitton handbag, I don't know if you guys know this, it's the exact same leather. The exact same leather.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing different about it is the emblem on it. And that emblem is not pure gold or ivory or anything else that's, worth it. Yet one bag is 300 and the other is 5,000. So people are willing to spend extra money on luxury goods. Why do you think they wouldn't be willing to spend extra money on an agent that's a higher quality? But you never asked. You just decided to put yourself in the Coach handbag category and take whatever you could get.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, there was a client out there that wanted to hire the Louis Vuitton realtor. They were happy to pay you 4%. They wanted to be kind and respectful towards you. But you didn't ask for that business. You didn't go out and find those people because you were messing around with the 1%ers.
No, thank you.
I hope that if this audience got anything from me today, I realize that these are really radical concepts. It's totally against everything that brokers, coaches, everyone's teaching right now. But this is my life experience. Because I am one income household. I don't like the word single mother because it typically resonates with victims, and I am not a victim. But as a one income household of twins, very expensive children, one plays golf and she wants to go to Harvard. That just sounds like so much money to me. And the other one plays softball all over the country, which, that's not cheap either.
Both at very high levels.
Yes. And I say that because these things cost money. There's lessons, there's equipment, there's all these things, right? And we have one income for the three of us and two poodles. So how am I present with these individuals? How am I keeping myself safe as the only parent around? It's by using this system, the system of using Zoom, qualifying clients who get to work with me by having screening methods in place, and by charging a fee that is compensatory for the level of skills I have in this point in my career. And the other thing I'm going to tell you guys is something I've added recently. There's nothing wrong with helping lower price points. I help $100,000 listings all the time. You just have to identify what is the lowest amount of commission that you're willing to accept. So I kind of worked out like the way my business is and my ROI and my staff and all that, because I know Dave is big on that. And what I figured out was that I need to create a $16,000 commission check in order for the profit percentage to be where I want it to be. So I will take a $100,000 listing and I will share with the seller upfront that my fee is a flat fee of $16,000 if you'd like to hire me. And I give them the choice. They can say, no, F you, I would never spend that. Or they can say, yeah, you know what? If you get me, the $100,000 I want, I'll pay you 16 of it. So I know that like a lot of coaching programs and like probably your broker tells you, oh, don't take listings under 500,000. I'm gonna agree to disagree that if this person's super motivated and they're willing to pay you your fee, take the listing.
That is radical, and I love that. That is another golden gem brought to you by Coach Jay Nelson, ladies and gentlemen. Her minimum fee is $16,000. You see, her standards are up here. And if you want to work with the best, then it's going to cost you. Comes down to also bottled water. There's the 50-cent bottled water at Walmart, or you can pay the $8 water. That's the spot water. People will pay for that brand. People will pay for that value. People will pay for expertise. And people will meet with you on Zoom.
Yes, they will.
Will pay 4%. It's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I just noticed the time. We've been on for about an hour. Coach Jay Nelson, how can people find you other than Instagram?
So we do have the Closers Club where Dave, another gentleman named Mark Ramey, and I are the three coaches that host it. But I wouldn't even really call us coaches because we get to hang out with our peers and we all help each other. There's 28 members at this point. 3 of them make $1 million a year. They call probates, they call motivated sellers, expireds, just sold, vacant landlord-owned homes. So everyone has a different lane and we all learn so much from each other. And the other thing that's really cool, if you ever wanted to shadow a listing appointment, right? Because Dave's in Orlando, I'm in Dallas. Let's say you're in San Francisco. You don't need to fly to Dallas to shadow us. You can get on the Closers Club and get right into one of our listing appointments and shadow exactly what we do.
That's awesome.
So go ahead and I think, Dave, do you have the link to join the Closers Club on your Instagram profile?
You can just go right to David Allen Knight on Instagram. There is a link right there. Or you can also follow me on Instagram, David Allen Knight. You can join, find out more about the Closers Club simply by DMing me. You can just DM me closers. You want to be a closer, okay? Closer. DM me closer.
All right, folks, let's go close some deals. Dave, you're amazing. I love being your business partner and your friend. It's been amazing to be in community with you. Oh, and we have some new friends, right? Like Vin, we're going to see soon.
Say what?
We have some new friends that are going to join us in the Closers Club too, that they'll get to meet soon.
Yes, we have a couple from Northern California. They do about 100 deals a year. And we also have a gentleman that does 30, 40 deals a year out of Louisiana who's moving here to Florida, who's joining the Closest Club, and us at the Elite Builders as well. So we're excited about growing the Elite Builders family.
Yeah, this isn't for everyone. This is definitely for the closers.
True. It's all about what you make of it. True.
If you guys have questions, just send us a DM because Dave has a listing appointment and I have a softball game to get to. We
know
appreciate
it's like
that.
5:54, and I don't have to get into a car. I don't have to put a suit on. I'll wear what I'm wearing right now, and that is fucking cool. You can do it too, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Again, reach out to us. We're always here to help. Should we do this again sometime, Jessica Nelson?
I think maybe we should start doing this every other Thursday or at least one Thursday a month.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? I say we do it every other Thursday. Can we do that?
I think as long as Haley isn't playing, then I can make it work.
And we can do it right on Zoom. How about that?
We'll see you guys in 2 Thursdays.
All right, let's go make that money, people. Be powerful. Be safe.
Go close.
Talk to you soon. Peace.